Hey, you guys, you are now tuned into Trusted Transformation Station with your girl Taisha P. Back at you again with another podcast style video. I'm so glad you decided to tune in today to listen to me ramble. And without further ado, we're going to jump right into this topic. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about how trusting the process is more than just saying, yeah, I'm going to trust the process. So I'm going to trust the process. And I know some people are going to listen to that and say, all right, we already know that. It's more than just a cliche. But how many of us actually keep that at the front of mind when we're on our journeys creating, on our journeys evolving, on our journeys trying to get to the next level, and we start to get worried and we start to get shaky and we start to lose faith and we start to question any and everything because things aren't going immediately the way we had visioned or wanted it to, and we start just getting worried with what we're going to end up having as our reality because we're facing a certain situation right now. We're facing a certain struggle in the moment, and we start to question if we should continue on or if we should go past. Because one thing about me, I can say for all my goals and ambitions, the first step is deciding, hey, I want to do this thing, whatever this thing is. That could be riding a bike, that could be becoming an entrepreneur, that can be, becoming a movie star, that could be any super goal that you're trying to achieve. I know riding a bike and being a movie star are completely different levels, but just stick with me. Either way, I'm really trying to get at, there's something that you're trying to achieve, and you recognize that there's going to be a certain level of work required and a certain level of effort that needs to be put in to really just exceed and, go for that goal that you're looking for. And when I think about all these times where on my journey where I've set a goal out for myself and I'm researching certain industries and I'm researching certain steps and protocols to get into certain spaces and places and all of these things, I recognize that, okay, while initially I had this excitement to try out this new thing, to say, you know what? All right, let's go for it. Yeah, this is going to be good. And then the nostalgia and everything wears off. And, well, not nostalgia, but the excitement wears off. And you're now like, okay, this is where it's getting tough now. Now, it's not about the excitement that's fueling me. And it's about the curveballs and the wrenches being thrown in my way that is now distracting me from wanting to pursue said thing, because now I'm focused on how hard and difficult it became. And that's when you hear a lot of times, somebody sharing the difficult moment in their story, and you're like, trust the process, trust the process. But trusting the process is more than just a saying. It's about having an unwavering faith that whatever is put in your heart to take control of in your reality and go for the gold and shoot for what you want. You have to believe that despite what is going on in your 3D, you have been called to do this thing for a reason, and that you must stick with what you know is true. Refine your craft, refine the tools and the skills and the mindset that you're applying to achieve this goal, and to just keep going. So many times people reach these humps in the road, these bumps in the road, and then they sit here and just, fall back from what they say they want to do. They stop trying, they give up. And I can be honest with you, that is something I struggled with, especially with trust and transformation. I'm so passionate about my brand. I'm so passionate about sharing these stories with you all, especially that's near and dear to my heart for my creatives, that I see myself in so many people, even though we may not share the same industry, even though we may not share the same passion as far as how we express ourselves. When I see people doing these things, singing, dancing, writing, painting, drawing, playing instruments, fashion design, knitting, all these different things people are doing where they're literally just taking something from their mind and making it real in real time that didn't exist before. I have a special love and respect for that, because that's something that I do as well in my own unique way. And I understand that it takes a lot. It takes a lot to share that. It takes a lot to develop the ideas. It takes a lot to have the confidence to solidify yourself in a certain path and stand strong on that, despite how many people will say creativity isn't worth an avenue to take seriously as a career. Yet we sit here and watch more movies and TV than we could count. We listen to more music than we could count. We buy up the whole store, especially if it's something that everybody is deeming is hot. Oh my goodness, you can't find your size nowhere because it looks nice and everybody likes it. So it's like, these are the people that are literally enhancing your life without you really realizing it. So many people would have such boring lives if they didn't have, and to be honest, I think you have a boring life if this is all you do. Not saying only, but not saying it can't be a part of your life. But if you just sit in front of the TV all day and stuff like that, I personally think you got a boring life. I'm not even gonna lie. But if a part of your life is watching TV, is, watching movies, is listening to music, is, going to museums and going to places where creativity is the brunt of what is even being done. Like, it's the core, it's the foundation of why you're even there, and you're there to engulf yourself in the experience. I think that, these things are important to us in society. It's that mental relief at the end of the day where you get to kick off your shoes after coming home from 8-hour, 10-hour, however long shift, and you get to watch a TV show, and you get to chill out, and, you're in the shower and you're having a jam session. These are the little things that enhance our lives, and people try to minimize the amount of work that it requires. And it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of mental, fortitude. It takes a lot of creativity and, being able to craft things out of nothing, or sometimes take something that already existed and see how you could put your own twist on it and make it better, or just make it your own special flair. That's not something that I think should be minimized. And while sometimes it is, and that also comes into that, tying it back to the trust in the process, you have to understand that no matter what, once you put your effort in, you may not receive immediate results. You may not receive results from it at all, to be honest, as far as sales or as far as exposure or money and all of that good stuff. But what you'll learn is a lesson from it that you could carry on into some other area of your life that can transform your whole situation. It just depends on your outlook and how you view what you're doing and how you take the lesson out of everything. Trust the Transformation, I created this in 2020. And last year, with minimal effort, which is why I'm like, wow, I'm kind of playing with my potential here. I don't know who said what. I don't know who shared. I have no idea. But 2 online magazines picked up my content and were interested in interviewing me. And it shocked me, because I was just kind of like, I've been working at this for a while. The views is kind of staying in the same place. The engagement is staying in the same place. Whatever. And that was the worst attitude to have, because it kept me frozen when I could have been catapulting my own career and continuing to build on what I had already started back in 2020. And now that's why I'm doing these videos, and why I will expand into doing more, because I'm like, Taisha, you've been sitting. I have been sitting for way too long. And I know that I have a lot of value, and a lot of value that I want to share with others. I don't want to just hoard it for myself and just be that girl that's like, I have so much value and I don't want to give it to anybody else. That's not how I feel. I feel like I want people to see what I share and genuinely feel motivated and feel inspired to take on whatever it is that they want to do in life. And while I am specifically catering to my sisters and brothers that are creatives, it's really for anybody, because we all are conscious creators of our lives, whether we realize it or not. We all make decisions that determine how things in our lives will play out, because we have all received free will from God. So when we choose to get up and make something out of our day, or choose to lay in bed instead of working on our business or working on our goals, that's a choice. That's something that you've decided as a conscious creator. And trusting the process is saying, you know what? Even if I don't get the results right in this moment, I'm going to still put my best foot forward, because at the end of the day, sometimes it's not about being hot and trendy when you do something. That can happen, but many times those people don't even sustain what they build. And I'm not trying to talk down on anybody that gets hot and gets the notoriety and then falls off, but it's like, that's the thing. Like, you will get raised to the highest degree, have a moment, and then to be never seen again. Me, I'd rather the slow burn. I'd rather the gradual, climbing the ladder. Not because I believe it has to be hard, but because I would really rather me be someone that doesn't just pop out of nowhere, gets all this success, and then you never hear of me again next year. Or when you do hear about me again, you're hearing about the fact that I fell off. That's just not something that I'm interested in. I'd rather it be every time you see me, I'm elevating. Every time you see me, there's new stuff going on. People are becoming more aware of who I am, and it's for good reasons. And it's for me doing what I feel I've been called to do, and not just about clout and notoriety and attention that's fleeting. I want to build a community that people genuinely connect with each other and share creative gifts and ideas and who they are in their highest, most free, self-expressed way. I just think that having a dream like that, though, definitely requires me to trust the process and not to sit here and wonder why, if I'm not hot in a year, what's going on. I know slowly but surely my tribe, my troop, my fam, my peoples, they're gonna rally around me, and I will be so grateful and so happy when they do, because I understand that that's just gonna be a timely process. That's not gonna be something that just happens in a blink of an eye. And I want you to know, my dear listener out there, that things are gonna happen in due time. Don't rush it. Keep working, keep your head down. And when I say keep working, I'm not saying beat yourself to a pulp just to get ahead. But, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Excuse me. To put yourself ahead of it. Like, just over time. Keep going. Had to drink water. Oh my gosh. And my throat's still feeling a little scratchy. Yeah. Just keep going. Keep shining. Keep grinding. Keep putting yourself in position, because that's what matters most. You rather be refined and ready than just jumping off the page. It's just not needed. So yeah, trusting the process requires a lot more than just saying I'm gonna trust the process. Put that elbow grease in. Balance your life. Make sure you're still having fun. Make sure you're still doing you. You don't got to be a zombie. But make sure, all in all, you always keep in mind that nothing you do is a waste. And that there's always something to gain. There's always something to learn. There's always something to take hold of and progress forward in life, feeling good that you at least took a chance at something. And if you don't learn a lesson directly from what happened as a result, you learned something that you could take into consideration moving forward. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I'm not going to hold you for much longer and say something that I don't really need to for no reason. Even that kind of was, right? I guess. Well, anywho. Taisha P signing out. Later, y'all.